All right, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you got a job, you work for somebody, you work for a company, one person, a big corporation, somebody. And if you're like me, you're tired of it. And just like these other people on this video that we're gonna be watching, they're pretty tired of it too. But before we get into the video, if this is your first time seeing my working face, I'm Lucid, LLUCYD, socials right here. I can't even talk. I'm so tired from working. Oh, I can't even talk. They've taken my, anyways. Yeah, Millennials and Gen Z, which is me. I'm not a millennial, I'm a Gen Zer. But tired of working, man. When I tell you, I work in a warehouse, 12 hours. People have not worked 12 hours in their life, especially if you worked at a desk, you never worked 12 hours. Can't say never because some of y'all be working overtime, especially y'all managers / supervisors. They be working overtime for nothing. But yeah, tired of working, man. I'm ready to be out here being I don't know about an entrepreneur. I was an entrepreneur at one point in my life. I mean, wouldn't be bad though, but I would love to just be a creator that gets paid to create, making music, making videos and all that stuff. So if you want to help with that, help me just make videos and make music, pursue the dream, consider subscribing, not just for me, for you too, for getting for good entertainment. But this video that we're going to be watching is called Why Millennials and Gen Z are feeling, Why Millennials and Gen Z are feeling burnt out from work by Amir Odom. Yeah. So we're gonna see why we are tired, but from the mouths of others. Let's go on and get right into the video.
I don't want a job.
Insecure bosses are growing in popularity.
They're working 40 hours a week, but at the end of the month, they have nothing to show for it.
Burnout is everywhere right now. People are waking up exhausted. They're dreading Monday before the weekend is even over. And no matter how hard they work, it just seems like it's never enough. So in this video, we're talking about why so many people are feeling burnt out from work, where the Sunday scaries actually comes from, how some employers take advantage of good workers, and most importantly, how to manage your work stress and everything that you're going through. So if you like this kind of honest and real commentary, be sure to subscribe and let's get right into this video.
People think, oh, these kids are so burned out, they're just lazy. It's like, no, they're working 40 hours a week, but at the end of the month, they have nothing to show for it. So if you're not making any progress and you look back 5 years and go, damn, I made $300,000 in the last 5 years, or I made $400,000 in the last 5 years, and I have nothing. If anything, I have $25,000 in debt. That's going to create burnout because
even before all that, which everybody says already, that working 40 hours a week back in the day, the 80s, and I don't know about the 90s, maybe the 90s, 80s, 90s, 70s, and all that stuff. 40 hours a week could get you by living alone, living with a family, taking care of a wife and kids, with the wife at home. And now you can't do that. I would love to have been, I'm not gonna say loved. I know like the 90s, I might have been okay with the 90s. Being in the 90s, being able to, work 40 hours a week, I would kind of like to see what that's like. Only have one job, not having to be doing like 30 different side hustles, goddamn, selling stuff here, doing YouTube, doing content creation, having a business on the side, or working with some friends, some people you found on the street somewhere that was like, I need help mowing lawns or some crap. You get what I'm saying? Not having to have a million side hustles just to get to one place, or not having to feel like you either gotta making $1 million or you're poor forever. I would love to have the middle ground, see what that feels like. But yeah, it ain't just the burnout is definitely the money part though. It ain't even the working 40 hours a week. It's the money part. And like he's saying, not being able to show nothing for it.
You just put in 5 years of work and have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and I will say, even though some people like to point blame at like Gen Z and millennial spending habits, things are just more expensive. We've grown up watching like the time and money change. Even for me, I remember growing up, I remember them little bags of chips, they were a quarter each. You get 4 for $1. Now I think there's like 2 for 50 cents or something. Or even McDonald's, you used to get a McChicken for $1.10. Now it's like 2 something. It has gotten kind of crazy. So it's like even the most basic things that we used to do as kids and growing up is like 2 or 3 times the price. Now even going to the movies, that's a whole date night, when the movies used to be cheap.
And we still have people blaming.
Talking about a date night, oh my God, the dates. Oh my God, you can't even go on a regular like dinner date. Not even dinner, just going to get some food. That shit be costing like $50, depending on what you get. It's like, oh my God, I can't even get a burger, fries, and a drink. which at a a nice burger place without spending almost $100. Oh my goodness. But also, I wonder how all this got this expensive. I know people gonna be like, oh, the president, this, that, like, but no, like, just the rise of everything. So I remember I was listening to something. They was like, what is happening is, or what happened was, people made stuff, and then people made a certain thing, and then made machines to mass produce those certain things, and then that cost. So like, it's like, say like I make a car, then I have to get machines to make those cars. So the machines cost, now the car gonna cost more because I'm trying to mass produce it. You get like, I'm not saying we should have kept it the same. Yes, you want to keep being productive and be able to push more and more out, but the shit gonna keep making it more goddamn expensive. At what point did you just stop? Because now going further, you mass produce the car, so you got machines to mass produce the car. Then you got machines to mass produce the machines that's mass producing the cars. And it's like, and then it just keeps going. Like, it's really like that. Like, let me think of some stuff. Like computer chips or something like that. Like, you got computer chips that mass produce. You got computer chips, you got to put in a machine. Then you got to mass produce the machines that's going to mass produce the car with another computer chip that's probably mass produced by something else. It's just like, good Lord, all this production.
And the reason you're broke is because of the coffee. It's like, no, it's the 25% inflation that we've faced that just destroyed people's spending power. It's the 30% increase in rent prices where people are spending 40% of their money on rent.
Because of
BlackRock. Crazy. I mean, even looking back at my old places now, I always like to do this like every year, go back to my old apartments and where I used to live and see what the rent is now versus then. What's changed in that apartment to make that apartment that I was in 5 years ago $600 more today?
Because there's more people here, more people in America, and more people want to come to America, so they just skyrocketing the prices because somebody gonna pay for it. And BlackRock is taking up, what is it, Blackstone and BlackRock? I think they're like the same thing because one company is inside the other. Anyways, they're taking up all the housing. But with the apartments, it's more people. Like, I'm seeing apartments getting made every other day when I go outside, boy. And like I said, it's more people coming into this world and stuff like that. My bigger population, so more people fighting over apartments and housing, and so the prices go up because there's lower demand, which is really not really lower demand, but that's on another topic.
That's delusional. Something's got to change because the rent is getting out of control, and it's like the salaries aren't matched with how expensive things have actually become.
Still being taxed 20, 25, 30%. People just don't have any money. People aren't having kids. They're not being able to start families. People are struggling financially, fighting financially. Relationships are suffering. This is all decline in living standards. You realize millennials with degrees are living with roommates into their 30s, not having kids? How do you have a Thanksgiving in a 900 square foot apartment? How do you have a dog and go play in the backyard and make memories with your kids? I was living in an apartment complex just 2.5 years ago. Tons of kids. They may do, but they're all playing on the cement floors in the hallway because they don't have a yard.
Yeah, the expectations that is put onto millennials and Gen Z is actually kind of crazy. And I think something that this video does a great job at pointing at is how it's not even so much fully the job that's responsible for a lot of millennials and Gen Zs feeling burnt out, but it's just life. It's merely existing at this point, honestly. Like, just like how much effort and work you're having to put in to exist. That part is the frustrating part, how expensive things are, how everything's inflated, and the wars, like the world is just a lot right now for a lot of different people out there, and that's just adding more stress to their lives that they're already dealing with work. So in tandem, life and work, this shit's a struggle for a lot of people out there, and you're a fool to ignore that and just act like millennials and Gen Z in large part are just whining and complaining. No, these are real feelings out there, and just because there's a lot of boomers and like Gen X who are able to buy their house for a bag of grapes and are they able to sell it for millions of dollars, let's be real now. Like the medium house home is like damn near $500,000, and I remember growing up, my version of a $500,000 house is now like $1.5-2 million now today. But the salaries haven't gone up that much from back in the day. So it is disheartening when you have somebody out here working day in and day out, busting their ass, and not able to see the fruits of their labor. That's what makes things very disheartening for a lot of people out there.
Does anybody else experience the Sunday scaries so intensely because you would just hate your job and you hate going to work that it can...
The Sunday scaries is unreal. Unreal. Sunday scaries basically where the weekend's coming to an end, it's nailing down to like Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and you know you have so much to do at work. You know, Monday's about to start. You're about to hear all these meetings, have all these deadlines, have to do all this work, where you get scared. Like, you literally get scared of going into work, you get scared of Monday because of how much anxiety and stress it does induce in you.
Really paralyzed.
First of all, I was getting that before all this time. I don't know. Once I was like going to school, the Sunday scaries was already on my neck. I mean, well, you know, getting me. I ain't gonna lie. You spending all the weekend with your friend or something like that, or playing GTA 5, you know, on the PS3 at the time, all night. Then, you know, all of a sudden it's time to go to school or some bullshit at 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. So they just now getting the Sunday scaries. I've been having the Sunday scaries, boy. Been having them.
You. Like, I'm sitting here and I have so much to do today and I just cannot get myself to do any of it because the thought of the weekend being over, I feel like as soon as I start doing my tasks, like the day's gonna fly by and the day's just gonna be over, and then it's gonna be Sunday night and I'm gonna be going to bed and I'm gonna be facing Monday morning again, a whole nother 5 days of something that I absolutely do not want to do. Like, is this normal?
Yes. Like, I remember times where you do want to sit in silence. You do just want to sit and do nothing, or just like watch a movie or watch TV and try to slow down time as much as possible. Because even though you have so much to do and you want to be productive, as soon as you start to get productive, boom, the day is gone. And then you
that nigga said, boom, on God. You can't even watch TV. 2 episodes of one show, somehow the guy, it went from broad daylight to night.
Sitting there stressed, worried about work. And it's like, especially like with someone with ADHD like me, oh my gosh, there's so much on your plate, so many things looking around, and there's so much that you have to get done. They want to start attacking down, but then like even the thought process of getting something done is hard to break through because of how fast the day will go, and then it starts the whole next week, and then you got school, you got work. It's a lot. Now, is it something we all can get through? For sure. Is it something we can manage and learn how to, you know, time management and like get new jobs and really like hone in on how to fix your life? Yes, that is possible. But on the flip side, there is a lot of people that has to manage this scary feeling for a while they build up their dream life and they have their path set for their goals and dreams. This is still something that people are having to deal with.
Is this normal? Or should I, like, obviously I want to be doing content creation full time at some point, but that's going to take a long time. And I feel like I'm just like roughing through it at this point, but it's is this normal? Do other people feel this way? Because the executive dysfunction is just unbearable. I have like 20 days of PTO this year. And I'm like, I feel like I should save 5 of them for a vacation, but like, I don't even know if I can because I need to be taking like a random Monday and Friday off here and there just to like get by.
Yes, the Sunday scaries are very normal. It is very much a thing, but it's more so, I feel like, for people that are just unfulfilled with what they're doing in their career, and or the people around them in their career is making everything harder. Because I find that most people that actually enjoy what they do, they love what they do, they don't get the Sunday scaries unless there's another force acting upon them. And when that acting force comes on, then you really, things really change. And
Even trying to do this YouTube stuff, playing video games. Not even playing video games, because if I play them by myself, I'm straight. I'll stop at one point. Playing video games with your friends. Oh my God. I'm not trying to say that like it's taking over my life, because it's definitely not that. I still do a bunch of other shit, but like even I say video games, entertainment, period, like stuff like that. And maybe, you know, people with their families, maybe they got to take care of grandma, something like that. Maybe they got kids, they got to go take care of the kids or something, you know, take them to school, cook for them or something like that. Like, yeah, definitely other forces will mess you up. Because I remember even when I used to like, I used to get bored. When I stopped playing video games for a while, I don't even know why. I literally don't know why I did. I think I just didn't have a game system at the time, for real. I think that was the reason. and I wasn't playing on the PC yet. And I was damn near bored every day almost. Like, I was completing tasks, everything I needed to do, and that's when I had a little business. And dead for real, like, I had too much time. Even though I was working a part-time job instead of a full-time, but I was barely overworking because I had no outside forces tugging at me. And then even when I did get a full-time job, at one point when I still wasn't playing the game, or was playing it less, dead ass, too much time on my hands, and I was doing a lot of content creation. Now, playing the game a lot, feels like the day flies by. Like I said, 2 episodes, 2 rounds of a game, time just, what he said, boom.
Or you are just generally doing something that you really hate doing and you do not like to do. And there's different versions of the Sunday Scaries, because the Sunday Scaries is based off the average 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. But other people do have that feeling of like, even for me, honestly, I'm very thankful for this platform and my career. This is what I do. I'm not going to equate it to a Sunday Scary, but I do, running your own business, being an entrepreneur, like, if I'm not making content, I'm not making money. Like, I have to keep making content, be filming, editing, researching. And so I get you still get the anxiety, you still get the scaries, but not like this level. So that's never going to go away. But this is just a different perspective on like what they're going through. So yeah.
I will say, damn, I'm paused this a lot. I will say the Sunday Scaries for content creation, in my opinion, not always, like you said, not all the way on the extent. Like, the same extent as the Sunday Scaries, but the Sunday Scaries kind of comparison for content creation is starting a new video or something like that. Like, you got this new ideas, like, okay, now it's time to film, edit, write, everything that is, and you like, oh my God, this gonna take, depending on like your formula and stuff like this. If you are the sole like creator of it, if you doing editing and writing and the scripting and all that stuff, if you the sole person of that can be very daunting. Because this video that right here is like 35 minutes or something like that. Imagine it being like a 35-minute real like documentary, or like, Zach D Films type thing, and it's just you. That can be a Sunday Scary when you got this great idea, but you just know like, I gotta make it fast or something like that, and it's gonna take a month, and hopefully people don't forget about me and stuff like that. But you still think about, oh my God, it's gonna take so long to make this video, if that makes sense. And even forgetting a day to record, or like missing days. But yeah, that's what I would say the Sunday Scaries equivalent to content creation is to, regular 9 to 5.
Yeah, even if you're doing your dream job, you're still gonna have some stress, you're still gonna have some anxieties, but it's not gonna be that intense, because I do vividly remember that feeling.
Some point you realize it's not just a job. It's the environment, because you can handle work, you can handle the responsibilities, you can handle being busy, and you can handle the pressure. But what you can't deal with is the unnecessary stress, that toxic energy.
I gotta say it. This is the whitest black woman I've ever seen in my damn life. I swear to you.
The lack of support,
light
the
eyes and everything.
Feeling of being on edge.
That's honestly probably, and I did have gone through this phase too, the most frustrating and annoying feeling ever, to know that you're good at your job, know that you're getting things done, know that you can handle the amount of work that's on your plate, knowing that like pretty much as far as like you and your responsibilities is concerned, nailed it. You're doing good. But it's the coworkers, it's the boss, it's the micromanaging, it's the annoyances, it's the work drama, it's the culture. It's not even like your job, but like the atmosphere around you that's really making things bad. That's frustrating as hell.
Boy, when I tell you I've quit so many jobs just off the managers and the coworkers alone, no cap, job paying good, I'm like, I got to get the F out of here, because these niggas is getting on my nerves. There was people younger than me, and I was like, no, I can't be in here. Managers get on my ass about lame shit. I almost quit the job I got now because of a manager, but I was like, I ain't at that point no more where I had my business. I'm trying to get back there, but I can't just quit off the off rip. But I was this goddamn close, I tell you. I was very close to doing it. I started looking for a job and everything.
Oh my gosh. I can only imagine people that's going through that for the entirety of their career where you're doing so good. Like you're actually really good at your job, but it's your company. There we go. Your job is fine, but it's your company that's making it a struggle. Frustrating.
Once you realize that, everything starts to make sense. Why you're so tired, why your mood shifts, why don't you feel like yourself anymore? It's not because you can't handle work. It's because you're in a space that is constantly taking from you. And the moment that realization hits, you start looking at things differently. There's no more blaming yourself. You stop forcing yourself to push through. You stop normalizing what doesn't feel right.
You check
and you start
out.
asking better questions. Like, is this worth it? Is it sustainable? Is this where I want to be long term? And those questions, they change everything.
You can't unsee it. And that's the point where you really have to start looking at another job. Stay in your career. Obviously, if you're doing good at your job, you have a good resume, you're golden, but maybe you do need a different atmosphere. Now, there's always going to be someone at work that's annoying. There's always going to be some level of work drama, corporate BS, but you can find the right spot for you, especially if you are excelling in your actual career and your job is good. It's just the environment and the culture and the people. That's a good sign to leave. Because once you do start asking yourself these questions, why don't they value me? I'm doing so much more than other people out there. I'm busting my butt, but they keep asking me for more. Is this even worth my time? You're going to keep asking yourself that in the back of your head, especially when it's not getting answered. Especially when you're having these one-on-ones and you're talking to your boss about your concerns and they're not being met. Or even like, this is more so in marketing and finance realm, when you're involved with money and you see how much you're, not even that, it doesn't even matter. When you see how much your company is spending, but you just want a $5,000 raise, $10,000 raise, but you see them throwing $100,000 Christmas parties. You see them throwing extravagant events. You see the C-suite level and their Ferraris, and you see all these other people, all the money being spent elsewhere. When you're just asking for the bare minimum, you're just asking for the first raise in about 2 years.
I ain't never heard nobody go off the yearly salary. You said $5,000, $10,000 raise. I started, whoa. Who getting raises like that? All I know is like $1, $5 raise, but I think he was talking about like salary stuff.
Shit starts to look different. And it's really at that point, this whole, whether it's the job versus the company, where you really got to sit back and prioritize your time, your mental health, what you are doing, your goals in your life, and really sit back and think, is this worth it? Is it? Because you're in a really good position if your job isn't even stressing you out. Your job isn't even making you burnt out. It's the people around you. You need to go somewhere else.
I don't want a better job. I don't want a better career. I don't want more money. I don't want a job. I don't want somewhere to go for 50 hours of my life a week and stand there and feel like a caged animal. I don't want to play the game. I can't stand being fake. How you doing? What's going on? Oh!
Okay, I understand not wanting a job, not wanting the 9 to 5, but I truly do think if you find the job, if you find the career, if you just find like yourself doing something that you thoroughly enjoy and love to do, it goes from more of a job to like a career. It turns, like if you're in a really supportive environment where you're doing something you're passionate about, you feel like you're actively making a change, and your company is supporting you, they're pushing you, they're giving you the bonuses, they're giving you the raise, and they're equipping you with the tools to help you excel, and you're meeting all your goals and dreams that you have in your personal life, it can work out. And that,
I feel like that right there, what he's saying about like, if you get all that, you can, it's gonna feel like a career, it's gonna feel worth it and stuff like that. I feel like all that stuff be basically taken, or is it taken or taken? Anyway, I feel like all that is already taken or taken. The stuff you gotta find for that now, like to get in those places where being valued for real, is startups. At least that's what I keep hearing. Like companies that starting up off whatever, they be the ones that really treat you pretty good, because they gotta value you because you helping them build. They ain't a big ass conglomerate yet. They ain't a big ass company or corporation yet. They start from the ground up, or they been doing it for a few years or a decade, and they still got like a small team. So just a tip for you, if you're in some career that like where you can find a small team to work for.
That type of job model, that type of like company, that exists for a lot of people out there. You just may be at the wrong one. You may just not be doing something fulfilling to you. But I think everybody on this planet can give back to the planet in various different ways that's fruitful to them. Like, especially with the rise of social media, like there's people crocheting, there's people giving hiking guides, there's people, hairstylists, like a commentary. There's so many different things out there that you could be doing. There's so many different things where you could be providing value. You have to find what is it that makes you happy. And I'm gonna put this graph up on the screen. I think it's I forgot the name, but it just came right to mind. Is it the Ikagi? I'm probably saying it all wrong. I'll put it up here on the screen. But it's taking in what you love, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. And pairing those together, and like once you answer all those questions, you can kind of drill down into something that you can find that you're passionate about, that you're good at doing, that the world needs, and that you can make money from. You get all those squared away, oh, you're golden. You're pretty much set. Like, you can't ask for anything better than that. So I would, if you're in this type of mindset, run through this, answer these questions to yourself, and really try to nail down what is it that you want to do. Because I do think it is absurd that we're sitting here asking, like, especially Gen Z, 17, 18, 19, 20, what do you want to do the rest of your life? I don't know. So like, at least help them figure that out. At least equip them with the
just
tools
got
to
out
help
of
them
school.
figure out what they're wanting to do. That will be golden because everybody has their own hobbies. Everybody has their own passions. And when you lean into your passion and make money from your passion, you're golden. And that can happen. But if you're in this space where you just don't want to work, you don't want to do anything. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen in this life. You need to put in work. You need to do something. But it is possible doing something you love and make money from it. People are doing it all the time. I just think the problem is the main people that are living this life of they're fulfilled, they're following their passions, they're living their truth, they're a rare breed. They are, if 95% of humans are acting like this and this 5% has broken out of this rat race and they're doing what they love to do, that 5%, you have to act different. You have to move different. You literally have to separate yourself from the average 95% and become this 5% that achieves their goals and dreams. And everybody can do that, but it's on you to do it. Like you're literally going to be different. You're going to move different. You're not going to go out all the time. You're going to have different goals and dreams. You have to literally be a different type of human being and see the world from a different point of view, from a different lens, to be in this 5%.
He's spitting. We were just looking at a video where a dude felt like he hated everybody because he finally found himself and he finally started upgrading himself. And it's going to feel the same way. He might be one of the 5%. Because, not saying because he hates people, but because he is elevated over those type of people, those drifters and stuff like that, and those, low vibration. I ain't really trying to say that. I'm trying to say like low-minded. I don't know. I ain't trying to insult nobody, but the people, what he's saying, like, I don't want to work and all that. Like, you just got to work at something that you are passionate about, like he said, and that the world needs. That has a lot of demand. Is the word I'm looking for. Yeah. So when you start being that person, like you said, not going out that much and everything, it becomes lonely. And you start to get looked at like you're doing something wrong, or like you're being egotistical, or you acting like you're trying to be better than everybody when that's not it. You just want a better life for yourself.
Then really scale and achieve your goals and dreams. Anybody can do that.
You're burned out because you're a liar. It's not because you work too much. You are burned out because you keep lying to yourself. You can work 12 hours a day on something that fits you and feels aligned. You can be tired and still feel alive, but spend that same 8 hours a day pretending and shrinking and biting your tongue and abandoning yourself one Zoom call at a time. That kind of tired goes straight to your bone.
Yes. Okay. That's exactly what I was talking about. You're still, like, even for me, I'm living my dream. I love what I do. I be tired. I be stressed. This is literally the hardest I have ever worked in my entire life, but I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I can keep going. I'm pushing through. I don't feel myself ever like getting burnt out of this, at least not anytime soon. If you are actually passionate about what you're doing and you love what you're doing, it's not going to feel like a burnout. It's not going to feel like soul crippling, should I say.
It's not about effort. It's about betrayal. It is waking up already irritated. It's needing caffeine just to tolerate people. It is being grateful on the outside and resentful in private. And no amount of rest is going to touch that, because you don't need sleep. You need alignment. So start here. Keep it simple. Ask yourself, what am I tolerating that I already know I shouldn't be? Don't quit your job and blow up your whole life. Just find the leak. That conversation you keep dodging, the boundary you keep softening, the role you stay in because leaving would make things awkward.
Yeah.
Burnout starts when your mouth keeps agreeing to things that your spirit has already rejected.
You need to be more vocal in the things that you're wanting for yourself and your career. You don't have to be the person that uproots their whole life and quits their job. Maybe you talk with your boss, you talk to people around you, and you fix the things that need to be fixed. You set the boundaries that need to be set, and you change the dynamic of your workload in your workplace. Maybe some change can happen. Or you do have to leave. You do have to make people uncomfortable. You do have to do what you have to do for yourself. Because, yeah, there's a lot of people burnt out because they've told themselves that they're fine. You're burnt out because you have betrayed yourself. You betrayed your mental health. You betrayed your body. You betrayed yourself. You literally have done yourself dirty by continuing pushing through. Continue. And there's people, I feel like, sometimes confuse hard work and doing something that you don't want to do with like self-disrespect. Because you're gonna go through phases of life where you're gonna have to do what you don't want to do, where you have to work extra hard, put in extra hours. That's always gonna be a thing. But it's another when it's being abused. It's another when it's not just this massive project that we're working on. No, now everything's urgent. Now we need everything right away.
What I would say also, people get too comfortable, and I know what she's saying, like lying to yourself, you're not setting the boundaries, but people, get extra comfortable, or you get used to stuff too fast. Like, say, I'm pretty sure maybe in your life, whoever watching this, maybe you were doing something that you just hated, like a job, or let's say not even the job. Let's say you had to walk to work, or you had to get on the train to work. You get used to it. It's like, oh yeah, I got to take an hour to get on the train or whatever. Then let's say the train mess up, or like whatever road you was on is messed up, that you walk on, like the sidewalk. Now you gotta walk a different path. Now it gets uncomfortable. Now it's just like, oh snap, and now I gotta change. But then oh snap, you realize this route is actually faster. Boom. Now because you were so set on going that other way all the time, just because you was used to it, just because you knew that route, you never even thought to look the other way. Or when you get a car and stuff like that. Because this happened to me. I had a car, going to work all the time. Then I had to use Uber. Then you realize, dang, I forget what it feels like to just sit in the back and, just ride somewhere. Just actually comfortable. Sometimes even more convenient than, using Uber to, go to concerts instead of trying to find parking every time you go there. Giving away $100 or $50 or $30 trying to park. You get what I'm saying? But I think people in their life get too comfortable and they stop seeking the other stuff, another way out, because they either too comfortable or scared, and they're not, that the thought of doing anything else is out their mind, or they're pushing it out their mind.
The time when those get blurred, yes, something needs to be said. Because I'm all for working hard, busting your ass, going above and beyond, yes. But for certain objects, for certain time periods, for certain sprints, yes. Your entire life, no, you need to take care of yourself too, okay? I'm all for hard work. I'm all for pushing through it. But I'm also not one to be ran over. I'm also not one to be abused. I'm not someone to be taken advantage of, and you aren't either. So if you are in this position and you are really burnt out, you need to take a step back and ask yourself all these questions of what you need to do to fix it. There's a couple things you can do, and there's probably some things you should do. There's probably some things you should say. There's probably some things that you should be bringing up. So I hope that you do that, because living a life of stress is only killing you. Quite literally, it is killing you. The stress, the high cortisol, your body being inflamed.
What is this high cortisol? What is? I'm gonna have to look at a video on that. The rise of high cortisol. Not with a high cortisol epidemic. Like, who? Somebody made that video yet? I'm gonna have to look at that. Because why everybody keep talking about high cortisol? Is this like the new what was they talking about before? I mean, they be still talking about protein, but cholesterol. This is the new high cholesterol. What the?
your mind being cloudy and foggy. And when your body's inflamed, you're literally messing up the other parts of your body. And then you got neck problems, and you got back problems, and you got stomach issues, gut issues. The mood, stress, your work environment is doing a lot more than like, oh, I'm stressed out. No, your body is crying out for help. So I hope that you're giving it the help that it deserves.
Hey, friendly reminder, if you're the type of person that has decided that you don't want to be climbing the corporate ladder and become a manager and all that other nonsense, then that does not mean that you are unmotivated or lazy. That just means that you are smart enough to recognize that a bigger job title is not always worth the extra stress.
Yeah, sometimes this is the case too. You don't always need to climb the ladder, and don't feel bad about not doing that. Sometimes it is better off just doing what you got hired for, excelling at it, doing just enough, not just enough to get by, but like enough to prove your point, prove your worth. Do that and keep it pushing. You don't need to climb the corporate ladder. You don't need to leave your current role if you're happy in it. You don't need to become the boss. No, sometimes it is better off to just stay where you're at and grow from there.
Boy, when I tell you, I knew that as soon as I got to it. Well, what was I at? Should I take the first job? Nah, I kind of knew that as soon as I started working. When I had a manager, as soon as I realized what the manager doing and all that shit, how he be acting, boy, I was like, I don't ever want to be a manager. I damn near don't want to be a team lead.
That's not mediocre. That's not staying stagnant. No, that's also acknowledging your own peace. It's also acknowledging your own mental health. Because something that I think a lot of people forget is that this job that you're in right now, for most people out there, is just a stepping stone. It's a job. You are sustaining yourself. You're paying your bills. You're doing what you need to do. You're clocking in, clocking out, and going about your day. And a lot of people, they consume themselves into their job and make it into their entire life, when most people out there, their job that they have right now is not their life. And it doesn't have to be. You can use that as a stepping stone and go, get a different role at a different position. You can go get a raise somewhere else. You don't have to lock yourself up where you're at right now. And you don't have to feel bad about not going above and beyond, especially when sometimes you may be in a situation where there's somebody else doing the bare minimum, getting bonuses, getting raises, and you're not. And you're doing more work than them. That can be an issue too, where you just, I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna stay my cool. I'm gonna do me. I don't need to climb this ladder. Especially if you're someone that what you're doing right now is not fulfilling. If you just put in your mindset, okay, this is just a stepping stone. I'm not here forever. I'm getting my job done and dipping. That kind of does shift your mindset a little bit and makes things more bearable to get through as you are finding a different job, as you are finding the things that you're passionate about. You're starting up your own career, your own business, whatever it may be. Just remember, you're not stuck there. It's called going through it for a reason. I say this at the end of every video, and it's not the end of the video, but literally it's called going through it for a reason. Make up a plan, go after it, and you'll be good.
I think high performers are a dying breed in corporate because insecure bosses are growing in popularity. And companies will be like, well, we want people that want to be here. I did want to be there. I did want to work here. But I can't focus on doing great work while also stroking the ego of an insecure boss all day. While they are deliberately trying to make my life a living hell. And then when you start to raise concerns, now you're not a team player. You're not a culture fit. You have a bad attitude. It's like you can't win.
It's like you can't win, especially when they feel threatened by you. When your own boss, who's meant and whose job is to help equip you with the tools to make you excel at your career, and you're doing what you need to be doing, you're going above and beyond, and you're like really doing good, but their ego starts to get affected. Like, no, I'm the one on top. I've always been here. I've been here a long time. Who do you think you are? And then your bosses are loving them. Egos do come into play. Like they're more, as I guess what like HR is needed, but like the more like human aspect of like communicating with different people, social group settings. I mean, you're with these people 8 hours a day. Like you are with these people and they get to know you very well. And there are some people out there who got bosses whose egos blocking them from even excelling, whose bosses whose own ego is making it harder for them to do their own job.
You try to tell people outside of work, like what's happening, nobody understands. Like people just don't understand, or they treat it like it's not that serious. Like you're more than just your job. I've even said that because I now believe that to be true. But
I can't really speak on this because I haven't been in that manager position. I feel like manager supervisor positions, this is where that really happens. Or I've just been an employee and it just be like they get to trying to talk to you disrespectful or some shit, or like get on your ass too much about some bullshit. Maybe that's also a thing. You're trying to walk the other way, but personally, I can't speak too much. And I'm not saying it's not too serious, but that's the reason I don't want to be a manager. Because, goddamn, that's the reason I don't want to be a manager, because I be hearing about all the stuff the manager have to go through, them getting yelled at about the other workers not doing good. Like, jeez, it's like being a parent and then you just trying to do your work, but then your kid at the school messing up. It's like, why can't he just be good, or she just be good while I'm working, at my job? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's how they feel too. But yeah, I can't really speak too much on it.
While you're in it, you're like, well, I'm just used to doing a great job. I love what I do. I care about my career. I've built this career off of working hard, and someone is literally trying to tear it down. And the way that they're tearing it down, it's like mental. It's mentally. They've mentally got into your head. So like, now you can't show it physically. And in my case, I literally quit.
Damn. And truly, I think it's people like this that other people in the company see. Other people in the company are watching. The new people that are in the company are watching. They're all watching how the bosses are responding to people who work hard. Did they get a raise? Are they being treated well? Why is it that every person that starts to do really well and gets praise from other people, they quit? What's up with the high turnover rate of the company? What's the Glassdoor reviews? What are people really saying about these bosses? And then they see that and they say, well then shit, I'm not gonna work hard. I'm not gonna open my mouth. I'm not gonna step on nobody's toes.
That's exactly how I feel. When I see somebody in like a certain position where they gotta talk to the supervisor or manager, or they're around them a lot of time, and I see that's exactly how I feel. If I see them getting treated a certain way, I'ma just stay in my position, broski. That literally happened to me. I was like, I'd rather just stay in my position. People was telling me to sign up for that shit. I'm like, manager be on bullshit. I'm good.
Because the boss has an ego that's blocking the company from growing, blocking the company from excelling, making people burnt out by design and making them quit and leave. That's a damn shame. And it should be the opposite of that. We should be encouraging more of these high performers and the people that are going above and beyond. We should be encouraging that and supporting them and equipping them with the tools for them to keep doing that, because obviously they care. Obviously they want to do great. Obviously they want to make more money and they love what they do. So like, give them the tools to do that. Why more bosses don't? Well, we do know, because these damn egos and their own psychology and how they were raised and think that they're going through is blocking them. Or even the smaller companies, when you got a boss that is like pocket watching, like, oh, you're single, you're married, you're not married yet, you don't have kids, what do you need a raise for? What do you need more money for? You can live fine. Like, I lived fine off of this.
It's either they, say you fine with that salary, or like a friend I know, they give you more work if you single, not married and all that shit, no kids. They give you more work.
Salary, so you can live fine too. But someone else over here, no, they have a wife, they have kids, they can get more money. Maybe they're a little bit older, they can get more money. When bosses are pocket watching like that, that's when it gets a little much. Not even a little much. Excessive. Like, that's ridiculous. You hired me, not my family. You hired me, not what I'm going through. If I'm doing my job, pay me my worth. Don't pay somebody else because of what they got going on at home. Don't pay me less because of what I don't have going on at home. No, I'm here to do the job, pay me what I'm worth, and then I'm leaving. Done.
The hardest part about corporate America to me is not the actual work, it's pretending to care. Pretending to care about work that just does not matter. And I also think that the fake urgency around, again, things that quite literally do not matter, things that do not make an impact in this world, that to me, it just does something to you mentally.
When everything becomes urgent, everything is a problem, everything needs to be fixed now, everything needs to be addressed right now, like it's a cycle of doom that never ends. Not everything is urgent. If everything is urgent, then nothing's urgent. You're literally ruining what the definition of urgent is supposed to mean. Urgent means like urgent, like you have to go after it now. If you do it now, it's very important. But if everything's very important, then nothing's very important. So this fake urgency around things that genuinely do not matter and the employee knows does not matter right now in this very moment is burning people out. It's making people stressed. It's irritating people because it's not sustainable to keep doing that.
So I've kind of been debating whether we should even have this conversation, but every burned out professional eventually has a serious you moment in their career. And a lot of times your body wakes up before your brain does. You've either been there, you're in it right now, or it's coming. It's that moment where something inside you says, I cannot keep living like this anymore. The exhaustion, the anxiety, the Sunday dread, the mornings where you wake up already feeling behind, the short temper, the brain fog, the feeling that your life is slowly being drained for you by something you used to convince yourself was just part of being responsible. And your body knows long before you admit it that this pace is not sustainable.
It's like what Homegirl was talking about in the beginning of this video when she was like, you're lying to yourself. Yeah, when you get to this point, your body has been telling you all the signs. Your mental health has been telling you all the signs that this is not going to last. In that moment, that F you moment, it's coming.
Keep saying, it's fine. I'm just tired. It'll get better. I just need to make it to the weekend. Until one day, all those little band-aids stop working. The coffee doesn't fix it. The vacation doesn't fix it. The raise doesn't fix it. The just be grateful for it speech doesn't fix it. And if you're feeling that shift right now, I need you to understand something. That might not be a breakdown. It might be a breakthrough.
Yeah. That might be the moment for you where you realize, okay, something has to change for real. Like, for real. Because I've definitely had an FU moment at a couple different spots. Jamal, he's came out of the workplace before. Not at the workplace, but after the fact. And then I had a meet, very like a kind Jamal. Basically, I was working at this certain establishment and they were not running things good at all. And so I quit on the spot. I said, you know what? F this, I'm quitting. I left. That next morning, I woke up, I called the manager. I said, I need to have a meeting with you because I quit yesterday and I want to tell you about your job in the workplace that you're running. Ran through a whole list. This was doing this was the person was doing this business, yada, yada. Like, I let her know as a boss, like, yo, if you want this to excel, you want this to exceed, I think these needs to change. As a former employee of yours, this is embarrassing. And I gave her my notes and I left. That was one of my FU moments. But there's people out there for sure.
He was very nice to even give notes. I mean, he must have been working at, a real 9-to-5 nice company, like that really is like, doing a bunch of stuff rather than me and just like a warehouse where it's just like they're already running their operations. Or maybe I could help, but it's like deuces and I'm out that thing, boy.
The vacations ain't fixing it, the coffees ain't
better
fixing
than
it,
me.
the days off ain't fixing it. If it's gotten that bad, you need to do something about it. Something needs to change and you can make that change. You truly can.
A couple of years ago, I had a friend give me the absolute best piece of very simple advice for managing work stress. For context, at the time, I was really struggling with a manager that I had at work and it was eking into every single part of my life. It was the type of thing where I brought it up all the time. It was not relevant all the time, but I brought it up all the time. I was losing sleep at night. I wasn't even able to focus when I was at work, when I was spending time with friends. I was just yapping. And finally, I had a friend who very sweetly listened to me for so long, but she just looked at me and said, Elizabeth, are you really going to let this be the thing that steals your peace? And I don't know what it was about that specific phrase, but looking at obsessing about a problem as stealing my peace, that just completely clicked for me in that moment.
Are you really going to sit here and let this job, let this career, whatever you're in right now, steal your peace? Is it what you're going through right now, the problem that you have, the stress on your plate right now, is that worth ruining your peace? Is that worth ruining your time, even not at work right now? Is that worth ruining the experience that you're in right now?
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie, when it started getting to where it's messing up stuff outside of work, like you just stressed outside of work, and not even no Sunday scary, it's just like you don't even want to go there in the front. Every day you dread going there just thinking about this stuff. It's time to go. It's time to go. That's how I was at one job. That's why I quit that bitch as soon as I could, boy. Really, I quit 2 of them hoes like that. Back to back. God damn, I was like, no, these people are getting on my nerves. I'm thinking about this shit when I get off work or before I go in. Yeah.
Is that worth ruining your time that you're supposed to be off? Is it worth it? And I think that's a question we all need to be asking ourselves with whatever we're doing in life. Is this worth disrupting my peace? Because you should be protecting it. You are an important person. You are. And you need to be treated as such. You need to be giving yourself the self-respect of setting boundaries, being clear with the people around you, and making sure that you are in a position where you can always grow. Again, we can't change what happens to us. We can't change the fact that we got our dream job and our company ends up being shit or vice versa. All we can do is take lessons from that and go. And not even just that, but when it comes to managing your stress at work, what tools do you have in place that are implemented to help you Be more focused. Increase your productivity. Are you setting timers? Are you time blocking? Are you like what are you doing to take advantage of your time and be more efficient? What are you doing to ensure that when you are off work, you're actually off? What are you doing to make sure that you are being efficient enough for your boss, and like you're making sure that they always know you're good? Are you giving them the daily briefs? Are you giving them, hey, I want to set up another meeting with you just so we're always on the same page to remove any stress about what your boss may be thinking about you? Like, do those types of things. Make sure that whoever matters in your career, make sure that they're always good and the communication is always aligned. Oh, then you're golden. You're golden. So I highly recommend doing that. But in regards to this entire video, these are very, very valid examples and reasons as to why more millennials and Gen Zs are genuinely burnt out. So if you relate with this content, please, please, please go in the comments below, chat with other people out there, because I will tell you right now, you are not alone.
Yeah, no one's alone. I chat in that bit and say, hey, what job y'all got that's not stressful? Which one of y'all not stressful in this mug? Even though, shit, probably don't want to ask none of them because they watching this video, they all stressed. But hey man, it's been your boy Lucid, LLUCYND. If you tired of your job, like the video. That's what I'll say. If you tired of your job, like the video. If you working on getting another job, like the video. And if you like these type of topics, man, that we be reacting to and what the videos we watch, man, go and subscribe, because it's gonna be way more interesting topics just like this in the future. And I hope you come by to watch it with me. You know, nice entertainment, baby. Whether you're working at your job and watching this, or you at the house chilling and watching this, come on by anytime. But until next time on the next video that I hope you come around to, peace. But watch this video right here, because it's probably about, you know, some more Gen Z stuff. Forgot what video it was that I said I was gonna talk about. Yeah, the dude that hate everybody or something like that. Yeah, you know, once you elevate yourself and get out of that job, you're gonna feel like this, man, because, you know, you're not gonna be around all that foolishness. But yeah, I'll probably watch that right there. So yeah, but like I said, until next time, peace.